Hello, I'm Amanda with Tolve Closes. I'm a residential realtor in New Jersey. My job is to help home buyers find and sellers find or sell a specific home that meets their specific needs. Today we're focusing on the buyers as we did last week. I went over the 7 steps. I went over just the process of preparing for home buying, and this week we're going to go over the 7 specific steps to the actual process of buying the home. Now, the first step I spoke on a little bit last week, but this week I'm going to focus on just the pre-approval. So the first step is to get pre-approved from your lender. Now, there's a difference between seeing what you qualify for a loan and getting the pre-approval. So at this point, when we're ready to begin the home buying process, you want the actual pre-approval letter. And I can go over that stuff with you in detail, but you can contact me separately for more information on that, because I want to keep getting to make sure we make it through all the steps today. So at this point, either myself as your realtor or you directly could contact your lender and say, okay, I'm ready to start submitting offers. And that's when they'll say, okay, I'll get you an accurate pre-approval. And this way, when we do start submitting offers, we have proof that you can actually afford these homes that you're putting the offers in for. So that pre-approval letter is very important if you want the sellers and the sellers agents to even entertain our offer. We need to have that pre-approval letter. So that is step number 1. Step number 2 is the fun part. This is where we get to go home shopping. So if you're working with me as your realtor, we've already set up a search. We've already narrowed down your search, so we know specifically what you're looking for. And you're getting emails from me. And these are coming in as soon as things pop up in the market. And now your job is to, as soon as you see something that you like, you're going to tell me, and then I'm going to set that up so that we can go and physically see it. So now we're really home shopping rather than just looking at emails. This is step number 2. The reason it's important to have a realtor to do this is because as a buyer, you don't have all of the same access that I do as a realtor to these listings. So you might see the price, a brief description, and the location, but I see the remarks on my end from the other agent that may show you the restrictions, may show you specific information on the property, and I don't want to give that all away either. So that's something you can contact me directly that we can go over with separately as well. Another example is restrictions to the physical property, why you need a realtor to help you with this part of the process. You don't have, as a buyer, you don't have the MLS access. So there's lock boxes on every single home that is for sale, except the for sale by owners. So there's always a lockbox, and it's either controlled by Bluetooth, which as a realtor, we have that system in our phones that we can open those boxes with Bluetooth, or it's controlled by a code, which we directly get from the other agent. So it's very important to have a realtor to help you easily access these properties. And this also saves you a lot of time. Basically, my job is you tell me which house you want to see. I schedule it, set it up, arrange for it. I do the research, find more about the property, and all you have to do is show up, and then I tell you about the property, and then you get to make the decision of whether you want to move forward or not. So the next step, number 3, this will be after you've found the house that you do want to make a decision on, you're going to put in an offer, and I'll help you with that, of course. We're going to put in an offer, I'll say. Now, this could happen on your first house or your 10th house. It just depends, how narrow we went with your search or how specific you went with your search. Some people change their minds along the way. But again, that's why it's very important to have a realtor that helps you narrow down your search so that we're looking at the houses that you actually want and not confusing you with a bunch of houses. Now, what else did I want to touch on this? Okay, so as your realtor, as I mentioned before, I'll be able to find out more information on the home. So we know what to come with and how aggressive to come with the offer. So what is an offer? An offer is basically the contract that we're putting together, well, I'm putting together on your behalf, and it has your financing information, the property information, and any additional negotiations that we make. Now, the negotiations is something that I'm not going to go into detail with again because I don't want to give away all my secrets, but you can contact me directly for more information on those or how I attack, with an aggressive offer to help get your offer accepted. But there are plenty of negotiations that can be made to help your offer be stronger besides just the price. Again, we can talk about that separately. Now, the next thing, in today's market, I did want to mention this too, that in today's market, it's important for you not to get discouraged if your offer does not get accepted, because it is a very sellers driven market. So that means that there's not a lot of inventory. So just because your offer doesn't get accepted on one doesn't mean it's not going to get accepted on the next one. So it's important for us to have a conversation. And as your realtor, I'll help you push through and help you decide what's worth putting an offer in and what's not worth putting an offer in. Number 4, I just fast forwarded a little bit. So now once you put the offer in, the offer gets accepted, very exciting. The next step is to choose your attorney. So as your realtor, I have the resources to give you a list of real estate attorneys that you can choose from. And again, just like with the lenders, as I've mentioned before, you can call each one, feel them out. Personalities always play a major role in picking who you're working with, but not just personalities, pricing as well. Most real estate attorneys are priced in the same range, so you're not looking at a big difference anyway, but you do have options. There's also instances where I have clients who come to me and say, my Uncle Louis is going to be my attorney. And I'm like, oh, that's great. And they're like, yeah, he's doing it for free. And I'm like, okay, how long has he been a real estate attorney? And they're like, oh, he's never done a real estate transaction. He's a criminal justice lawyer, and he's never done, but he's willing to, he wants to do it this time and try it out. That is not a good idea. I can't tell you what to do, but I can strongly advise you or encourage you to choose a real estate attorney who specifically does real estate transactions, because it is very different than the other ones. And just as you're choosing, a title company, a realtor, a lender, because they specifically work in those professions, you need to choose a real estate attorney, because that will make the process safe for you. You're doing everything the right way legally, and it will also make everything move a lot more smoothly because they've done this over and over, and everything is so fast paced in this industry that you need professionals who know what they're doing. So real estate attorney, again, I have those resources for you. Oh, my battery's running low on my laptop. I have those resources for you. So the next step, number 5, is still with number 4, we have attorney review. So the attorney, after you've chosen your attorney, you're going to go into attorney review. This is a 3-day process where the seller's attorney and the buyer's attorney talk about the contract and they negotiate anything on the contract. So some examples of this could be the closing date, contingencies, things like that can be negotiated. So that's what they're working out. And after those 3 days, after everything has been worked out and everybody comes to an agreement, we are now considered under contract. And once you're under contract, at this point, there are no other offers that can be entertained, and we are considered moving forward with the deal. So this takes us to step number 5, which happens shortly after attorney review. You'll be getting a home inspection. And during the home inspection, this is when the inspector will go and inspect the property physically to see if there's anything wrong with it, or even just to let you know what's going on with the home. And the main reason for this is so that you know the physical, I guess you could say physical fitness of the home. That doesn't sound right, but that makes sense in my head. So that you want to see what condition the home is in. This is also your chance to see if you do the home inspection and then a big issue comes up, like maybe the central air unit is not closed, doesn't work, or if there's flooding in the basement or mold. Those are big issues where at this point you will have the opportunity to back out of the contract if those things were not disclosed. So the home inspection is very important because it could make or break the deal. But as long as everything's disclosed beforehand, you should really have no issues. And you shouldn't make a big deal out of the minor stuff. Oh God, my laptop is dying.
So as she was saying, we ran into some technical difficulties. I'm sure she's going to find a way to get back on. But Amanda is one of our realtors here at Phoenix National Business Group. And so she is doing these programs. We're doing these programs at least once a month. Twice a month, I'm sorry, the last 2 weeks, every month, we're going to be running these programs for her and also the rest of the people on our Phoenix National Business Group team. And so I know that there's Oscar's here with us, so we're gonna jump into just kind of talking about what are some of the things that actually we were talking about with the group and getting them involved. Oscar, jump in here for a second.
Here I am, young man. How are you?
Oh, doing great.
The pleasure to see me again.
Tell us a little bit about what's going to be coming up while we try to get this resolved. Go ahead.
Sure. So we got 11 o'clock. Whitney is coming on, and she is the love doctor. And what's her topic today? I think you're muted.
Yes. Her subject today is going to be around what is love and how to approach it in the time of COVID. Yeah. Now so that's her thing. Yes.
Because when she said what is love, you broke out into song. So yes. Remember that part.
Exactly.
Then we have Lori coming up with SWAT. Not the police SWAT. This is a different type of SWAT, and you have to tune in to see what that SWAT means. Lori is new to the group. She was supposed to be on last week, but she's down in Texas and got hit with that major ice storm. So no power, no heat, nothing. I just texted her a little while ago. She said she's back up to the 21st century. So she's able to come on the program today, and we'll play catch up. I'll be on it at 1 o'clock. And since it is relationship month, I'll be talking about your relationship with everything, your income, your peace of mind, your family, people that you have to interact with. That's going to be my focus this week. So
okay. So what? No, but you're talking about will. Are you still doing the wills?
Yeah, I did. I talked about wills last week, and I will kind of transition into what that means in the wider area of relationship. Because like,
Okay.
you know, wills is just one little part of what I do. I want to expand so people can get the 30,000 foot view down.
Right.
Rather than just that one little, that was a teaser, just the will.
So, oh, the teaser. That was a teaser. What?
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
Today we're gonna go deeper into the wider view of everything that's available. And I see Amanda.
But yeah, just give her a second. Let her get herself settled in. So let me know here. So we do have someone else coming in tomorrow, right? We have Mona tomorrow.
Mona's going to be at 11 o'clock. Our focus on you at 12.
Lost my background.
At least you're back. That's okay.
Technical issues today.
We have your back.
Hey, listen, you know what? I've gotten so used to our technology going awry that I have a backup for my backup. My backup's backup got backup.
After 2020, we all like, you had a plan, it went to hell. What's our plan B?
This is plan B. I lost my charger. I was on my laptop and now I'm on my phone. So
Amanda, we're doing a show. You can't be on your phone now.
No, honestly though, it's like there are times that I have prepared, like over prepared for something, and all four of my tires blow out. Meaning it's like you're driving on the highway and you have one spare tire in the back and two tires blow out. What do you do when both tires blow out, right?
Oh yeah, you just
ride the rims till you get somewhere.
Well, it's good to have you back. It's good to have you back. We're going to give you a chance to finish up your presentation, okay?
Okay,
so
and
you're up to number 5, home inspection.
Right, I was at number 5, and I said the deal could die, and then my laptop died. So
just to emphasize the point, the deal could die like this.
Right. So let's go on to number 6.
Absolutely. We'll hang out with you while you're doing it. Go ahead.
Okay, great. So number 6, we're going to get the ball rolling with the lender. And at this point, the lender is going to order an appraisal to see how much your home is worth. And the appraisal helps the lender know if you can afford the loan that you are applying for with your offer. And that, again, is something that you can reach out to me separately and we can go over. It's a lot to get into now. So again, you can just contact me directly for that. And at this point,
your phone number is on the banner down.
It's on the banner?
Yes, your phone number is on the banner.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
At this point, the lender also starts the mortgage commitment after the appraisal comes back, which takes 30 to 45 days, depending on your lender and your situation. And during that process as well is when the title will be ordered. And again, as I've mentioned before, I'm also a title agent. So I could help you with that. We'll get the searches done and the settlement services. Again, that's something else that you can reach out to me and we can talk about, because a lot of people are not familiar with what title is, but it's something that you have to have and it is something that you are paying for. So you do want to reach out and we can talk about what that is directly. Now, the only time you're going to hear from the lender, I should say you're going to hear from the lender a lot. And that's because they need a lot of those proofs. So a lot of the stuff you gave them for the pre-approval, they're going to want updated things. So they're going to want updated bank statements, and there's a lot of stuff, but you can talk to a lender specifically about that. And I can also answer questions about that. The only time you'll hear from the title company is if there's an issue, maybe there is a judgment that came up against you or the seller, or maybe there's a lien that came up against the property. But if there are no issues, the only time you will hear from the title company is when we're calling to schedule your closing, which again, another bonus of working with me as your realtor is I'm also a notary public. So I am the one who comes out and I can notarize your loan package. So this takes us to our next step, on our final step, step number 7, which is closing day. And on closing day, like I said, the The lender will send us the loan package that we've worked with them. But there's a lot that goes on behind this. I'm just speeding it up a little bit, but they will send us the loan package. I'll bring the loan package to usually the buyer's attorney's office. And then either myself as the title rep or the buyer's attorney will go through all of the documents with you, collect all of the funds, and that will be the closing date. That's how you will complete your closing. So that is basically the 7 steps. I can obviously go over them into more detail, or if you guys have questions about them. And then if you see my other programs, you know I like to give a list. So we're just going to go through them really quickly. Number 1 to 7 of the home buying process, you're going to get pre-approved, get your pre-approval letter. You're going to start actively searching for your home. You're going to start submitting offers and getting that accepted offer. You're going to choose an attorney and get into attorney review. That's step number 4. Number 5 is getting the home inspection. Number 6 is the mortgage part. So you're getting your appraisal, mortgage commitment, and your title commitment. And number 7 is closing day, the exciting day. And I know this list sounds easy, but there's actually lots of people who are involved and lots of moving parts. So it's very important to have a professional who has the knowledge and experience to guide you through all of this and do all of the back work that you might never even see or hear of if you're working with the right person. So please contact me with any questions that you have about the process or thinking about starting the process. Again, I like to prepare and get prepared first. So we have to have that conversation first, and then we can start this process with the 7 steps. Did you guys have any questions, or did you chat while I fell offline?
No, we're talking behind your back in the chat room while you were.
Oh, okay.
No, only kidding. No, it's, you know, what's funny, we bought this house, I think it's 8 years ago, and this is bringing back all these memories of getting the pre-approval, then going to see all these houses, like this one looks really good, and then, you know, you kind of touch the wall and you find out there's a problem, and like, okay, that's not. So just knowing, you know, forewarned is forearmed. Like, these are your 7 steps you're going to go through.
Right.
So be prepared for this one, and this is coming up afterwards. We didn't have these 7 steps, so we kind of fell into, you know, what do we do next, and what do we do next, and so it was all, you know, like having a new kid that you go home with the child without an instruction manual.
No instructions.
Learn on your own. So this is great that everyone should have there. This is what's going to happen. And I still remember when the offer was accepted, we were sitting in the car. We had just gotten home, and we got a call from the realtor who says, you know, your offer was accepted. And we're like, whoa, now fun starts.
Yeah, right. Now what? And that's when everything really gets going, you know, after that offer gets accepted. I have to say too, I love sharing that moment with clients. You know, that's why it's like a passion of mine, because like you just said, how happy you are at that moment. I love to share that moment with people and help them get there, for sure.
It's like, I'll meet you at the Dunkin' Donuts, and I got news for you.
Yeah.
Even watching the HGTV shows, you know, the house buying shows, when they said, you know, your offer is accepted. So yeah, that's the fun part.
Yeah, definitely the fun part. And that's when the whole process starts, these 7 steps. So it's good.
So let's go over those 7 steps again, because I'm thinking that, you know, somebody that may have just kind of tuned in is trying to figure out what are these folks talking about. And since we weren't able to kind of go through smoothly, I just kind of want to kind of feature each one just really quickly one more time. So number 1 was number 1. Go ahead.
Number 1 is to get your pre-approval letter, your official pre-approval letter, so that we can start submitting offers and searching for homes.
No, I remember you said last time, you said there's a difference between a pre-qualification and a pre-approval. Because some people get pre-qualified and they say, well, I've been pre-approved, right?
Right.
There's like a clear difference between the two. Talk about that just real quickly one more time.
Sure. So when you're when a lender is seeing what you qualify for, they're just going off of what you give them verbally. So they're taking your numbers down of what you've given them, and they're giving you an estimate of what you can qualify for. Now, once you get a pre-approval letter, they've gotten all of your documents, copies of your tax returns, your bank statements, all of that stuff, so that they have actual proof of what you can accurately afford. So that's the difference. One isn't more of an estimate, and the other one is your accurate number of what you can go out there and what you can submit offers with.
Wow. Okay. So then there's a prerequisite for both, or two different prerequisites, right?
It's like the same information, but you're not giving them as much proof. Like, you don't have to give them the physical stuff yet.
Got
To
you.
qualify, you can say, my name was Elmer J. Fudd. I own a mansion and a yacht. And then when
Right.
tax returns comes in, it's not the same thing.
Yeah, they're not going to run your credit yet. You tell them what you think your credit is. So those things come into play when you get the pre-approval and see what the truth
What it
is.
really is. Yeah, I'm looking for a house, but I just bought 3 cars and a yacht, and my
You
credit.
don't want to do that when you're looking for a house.
I know, right? My credit score was 750 before I did all that, so it should be around 750 again, right?
So do you show lean-tos to people when they're in that situation? It's like, we'll get you a tent in the yard. Yeah, that's what you can afford right now.
No.
Like, I'm going to keep it very simple for you, but that's not going to work. So there's several different ways that people can reach you. I know that, but you just established your website, right?
Yes. It's Tolve
So
Closes.
tell the folks, how to reach you. What's your website?
So I just updated my website. I never had like an official one. I always used whatever was with the company, but I have tolvecloses.com.
All right, tolvecloses.com, which is exactly what you're looking at. That's our background, Tolve Closes, and just
most of us have that.
Yeah.
Most of us have that background, not everybody.
Hey. Okay. Yeah, but that's where you're going to be able to find her, get some more information. And, if you want the best, you're going to go with Tolve Closes because she has experience on the title end as well as a realtor. And what you want in that business is somebody with experience. You want somebody that can tell you, guide you through the details, and make sure that you're making all the right choices when purchasing a home. And we are elated to have Amanda as a part of our team, because we know that she's good at what she does. And we really appreciate you, Amanda. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
We have to help Amanda sell a couple of houses so she can afford to get a charger.
I didn't have it with me. I'm not even home. This is not my house.
Yeah,
Whose house are you in? Do they know you're in?
Hey, listen, Oscar, listen, you know what? Let's not talk about chargers, man. Okay? I don't want to reveal to folks what I know, but again, we appreciate you, Amanda. Thank you so much. And we're going to continue after this, and we're going to have Whitney Carbrin coming up next with What is Love? Well, that's one of my favorite songs too. So we'll talk to you guys then. Bye-bye.
Bye.